Welcome back to the online sessions on fuzzy sets and its applications. Now, before we go for looking into the basic operations, practical examples, let us try to have a quick review on what are that we really did until today. So we have defined earlier that a classical set, and we have moved from classical set to the fuzzy set. So in general, what is that we have defined classical set as? A is equal to some x, which is nothing but element in the set A, and this particular element is normally going to follow some conditions, meet some conditions to have a value known as an event for us in the probabilistic theory. And this x, whatever values which are going to come here, should belong to the capital X, which is known as the universe of discourse. In probabilistic theory, we call this capital X as the universal set. Okay, so here this small x should meet the universe of discourse, and the values which sits inside this A is normally going to meet some conditions. Based on the conditions, we normally going to get the events, right? So that means based on the conditions, we normally going to get the events, and those event values we represent in the set A. Okay, and we define this set A something like this. Say for example, imagine that there is a condition. Imagine that there is a condition that x is going to lie between 15 to 20. Imagine that is the condition which we have. Based on the condition, that means the value of x should be more than 15 and it should be less than 20. Okay, and we can write the elements as and the positive integers as I plus. I plus means what? We should keep on adding 1 to it. So 16, 17, 18, 19 are the elements of the classical set A. Now to write this particular classical set A, we normally write this based on this particular conditional set theory representation. Now in this set theory, what we can conclude from this particular set theory, we can say that from the above set theory, that any of the elements in set A either completely belongs to A or completely does not belong to A. That means all these elements 16, 17, 18 and 19, always they are going to completely belongs to A. That means all these elements are completely true. Okay, if elements are not belonging to A, that means it is totally false. So only two conditions which we normally going to have in representing the elements of set A. This is known as the Boolean representation or bilateral representation. Okay, bivalent representation. So let us move on to the fuzzy sets from the classical sets. So here from the above discussion, what we have simply came to know that the elements, we say, in other words, from the classical set theory, that we say that the membership value of any element that belongs to classical set A is either true or either false. That means that elements that do not belong to the classical set A have their corresponding membership value 0. If the elements really belong to that particular set A, then that value is normally equal to 1. That means this is because classical set theory is based on the binary logic. So we have just now discussed about the classical set theory and probability theory. That means this particular classical set theory used in probability theory is totally based on the binary logic. That is 1 or 0 logic, and there is no possible cases in between for any of the elements contained in the classical set A. If the element is normally present, then we say it is 1. If element does not present, we say it is 0. That means the membership value for that particular element which is present is nothing but 1, and membership value for that element which does not present is nothing but 0 for us. That is what a classical set theory. Therefore, it is called as a binary logic theory or bivalent theory. Let us make a transition. When you make a transition from classical set to the fuzzy set, how we can move on now? The fuzzy logic is based on the multi-valued logic. This is what we were talking earlier. So it is based on the multi-valued logic. That is not only the true or false. Every element in a fuzzy set will be assigned to its membership value based on its belongingness. So to what degree the value is going to exist in that particular set, that is nothing but belongingness. To what amount that particular element is belonged to that particular set. that is completely belongs, completely does not belong, or partially belongs. So we normally going to segregate the belongingness based on whether it is completely belongs to the set, or completely does not belong to the set, or partially belongs to that particular set. So that is how we normally represent the values. Now, hence, in the fuzzy sets, membership values are associated with each and every element in the set. So let us look into this transformation now with an example. So transition from the exact set of fuzzy set can be well understood by the following example. So here we just define a fuzzy set as 16 comma zero point 0.6, close the parenthesis, take next element 17 comma zero point 0.9, 18 comma zero point 0.2, something like 19 comma 1.0. So all this is going to exist with x belongs to x. Okay, all these are normally going to have the members of x belongs to x. See here, this zero point 0.6, zero point 0.9, zero point 0.2, zero point 0.1, along with the members, along with the elements, are known as the membership values. It tells about the degree of the belongingness. That means a fuzzy set A can be written as a set of ordered pairs of the element and its belongingness or membership value in the set A. They are known as the membership values. Now the values, this membership values, where from we get these membership values? We get these membership values from the membership functions. So in the previous sessions, we discussed about the triangular function, trapezoidal function, say Gaussian function. All these are nothing but the membership functions. So the result of that particular membership functions based on the condition. We mentioned about a condition. Based on the condition, we get some membership function, and the value of that will be simply coming here as a belongingness value for this particular set A. So this is how we normally going to write the membership value. Okay. So that means here, this is what same example we have written here. Only thing is, apart from this particular, element, we have a membership degree. We have a belongingness of that particular element in the set. Now here, every element that is 16 to 19, every element called small x should compulsorily belong to capital X. So this is how we have written earlier in the previous sessions. Now the mathematical representation of that particular above relationship, what we can write as this set A can be written as equal to mu A of x. This mu A of x separately is nothing but a membership function of x1 by x1, mu A of x2 by x2, so on we can write. And this we can write as representation of summation symbol, because all these are represented with summation here. Summation mu A of xi slash xi, where x small x is going to take values up to x. So where this xi belongs to x, capital X. Okay. So this is how we represent the membership function as the set A. I can write finally as xi comma mu A of xi, where this xi belongs to x. So this is the representation of this particular, uh, you know, uh, mm, fuzzy set. Now this representation is known as a discrete fuzzy set. Discrete fuzzy set representation. Similarly, we can represent the continuous fuzzy set representation by replacing the summation by integration of mu a of x by xi. Now here, this plus is not simply addition. You should not add here. It is only representation but not addition operation. So here, please don't add each and every element by addition symbol. It is just a symbolic representation, but not addition operation. Similarly here, it is only integration to represent it as a continuous value representation, but not integration. You should never integrate here. You should never add the values here. It is just a pictorial. It is just a graphical or a formal representation of the fuzzy set. Okay. So this is what the representation of the fuzzy set, that what we have here, that we can write mathematically. That we can write here mathematically. Okay. Now what we can conclude to represent a fuzzy set as something like A is equal to, in the Flower braces, xi comma mu a of xi. Anyway, this xi should belong to capital X. This is what the condition, that is universe of discourse. So all the elements which will be coming in the set A should be from the universe of discourse. Now apart from this xi element, we're going to have the belongingness also. This is what the difference. This mu a of x is known as a membership function that we can really represent. Now that I can simply write it here as this mu a of x is termed as the is simply termed as the membership value. This mu a of x is termed as the membership value for element x in fuzzy set A and gives a single value for every element contained in fuzzy set A. The membership values for every x can be found from the membership function. That means this membership function tells about the degree of belongingness to the member to the element in the set A. Now, one more thing we should compulsorily keep in mind that this membership value or a belongingness value or degree of membership value lies between the interval of course 0 and 1, 0 to 1 for a normal fuzzy sets. However, for subnormal fuzzy sets, none of the membership values reach up to the maximum value of 1. So this is what the representation of the fuzzy set which we have discussed earlier. Now here we look into another example of a fuzzy set with a linguistic information. That means with the linguistic variables. Now let us suppose I wanted to know about a suitable place that a human being can live based on the human perception, say for example. So in that case, I can define let x is equal to Delhi, Agra, Mumbai, Kolkata, Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, something like this, separated by comma in the clever braces. Now with the perception, okay, now I want to know the desirable places to live in based on the options given to us. Now how can I tell about the desirable places? The place which is more close to one is going to be the more desirable place to live for us. Say for example, that is the criteria. So under that criteria, I can write this set A by the human perception as Delhi, comma, zero point 0.9, Agra, zero point 0.6, Mumbai, zero point 0.7, Kolkata, zero point 0.7, okay, Kanpur, let's say 0.1 or like this. That means, what is that understanding here? IIT Kanpur, say for example, 100%, I can really most desirable place. Then next to this is going to be Delhi. Next to that is going to be Mumbai and Calcutta. Next is going to be Agra, and finally is going to be the Kanpur, which is the desirable places for us. So this zero point 0.9, zero point 0.6 is going to speak about the belongingness of that particular desired element in the set A. Now the same fuzzy set A can be represented by using another form that is going to be called as zero point 0.9 by this particular element Delhi plus zero point 0.6 by Agra, zero point 0.7 by Agra. But never add them all this like this. Never take LCM, never add them. This is just a representation of the fuzzy set A. Okay. So that means here it speaks about that belongingness. That means zero point 0.9 is a belongingness to state Delhi, zero point 0.6 is belongingness to state Agra, zero point 0.7 is a belongingness to stay in Mumbai, 100% is belongingness, 1 is belongingness in IIT Kanpur, like that. That is a representation of the set A which we have simply have in the fuzzy sets. Now, another way around, I can just simply write it by using another example as something like, let's say fuzzy set A is defined as below. Okay, now I write A is equal to x1 comma 0.6, x2 comma 0.2, x3 comma zero point 0.7, so on up to x8 comma 0.8. So all these are the various elements x1, x2, x3, so on up to x8 are the elements. This xi of this small xi belongs to x obviously. Now how can I write this by another form like 0.6 by x1, 0.2 by x2, 0.7 by x3, so on I can write. So fuzzy set is defined by using the now how did we got these membership functions like zero point 0.6 membership function values as 0.6, 0.2, 0.7, 1.0, 0.9 by using the membership function mu of x. We can define this as something like pi x square for all x belongs to x. So therefore, I have to replace this x with a formula now mu of x by x. Mu of x I can replace with the formula pi x square by x. So this is how we how we represent this particular fuzzy set A. Okay. So based on this values pi x square, we'll be getting all these say values. Okay. So now here the dependent variable is nothing but a continuous function called fuzzy set membership function. The fuzzy membership functions can take any shape, but the highest value at any instant can never be the more than one. So fuzzy, the membership function can take any value, but it cannot be more than one. Now here comes the membership functions. Now where from we get these membership values? These membership values are degree of membership values. Under what criteria we should follow to choose the membership functions? Now from the membership functions we get the membership values. What is the criteria that we choose these membership functions? So these are the criteria. From the nature of the variables we choose the membership functions. From the levels of details, so we include a resolution that we normally going to consider, nature of applications, design and optimization suitability, concepts to represent the variables, so these are the, from all these various choices, we normally choose the membership functions. Now by implementing membership functions we get the membership values, and by doing so we'll be getting the degree of belongingness of the element in the fuzzy set A based on the membership functions. So this is how we're going to have. Now we can just simply, uh, uh, you know, uh, solve the problems or represent the fuzzy sets using the MATLAB. Okay, by using various functionalities provided by the MATLAB. So MATLAB is normally going to provide a standalone fuzzy engine. So using the standalone fuzzy engine, we can just get the fuzzy interface systems, and every MATLAB is going to provide us with a fuzzy logic toolbox, and we normally write using this toolbox we will write the M files, and also by using some other toolboxes we write the M files, and we normally convert into Simulink, then we run the Simulink to get the functionality of the fuzzy logic. So this is by using the MATLAB programming also we can able to really design the fuzzy logic systems. Okay, so we don't have MATLAB, so we are not discussing about MATLAB functionalities in this particular course for us. Okay. Now, finally, what we can define, or how we can define a set A as? Set A we can define as equal to x comma mu A of x, where this x belongs to x always. This small x is known as generic variable, and this mu A of x is known as a fuzzy membership function. Is known as a fuzzy membership function. By solving this fuzzy membership function, we get a value. We get the belongingness value or degree of belongingness value to represent a fuzzy set. So therefore, this mu of x is called as membership function, called as MF of x in set A. Now, next thing is that we should remember that every membership function can be any kind of function whose value remains bounded in between 0 and 1 only. It cannot be any other value which is more than 0 and which is less than, which is more than 1, less than 0. It should be compulsory in between 0 and 1. Less than or equal to 0 and 1 only should be the value of this particular membership function. That means here from the nature, the Professor Junaid generalizes the notion of binary membership to accommodate various degrees of membership in the continuous interval 0. The endpoint values 0 and 1 indicate no membership or full membership. The 0 indicates no membership, 1 indicates full membership, respectively within this interval. For crisp sets, an element X in the universe of discourse is either a member of a crisp or is not a member of a crisp. That is what a classical set theory. Now coming to the fuzzy set theory, it is going to in between 0 and 1. That means belongingness is normally been added here in the case of the fuzzy sets. This is what the conclusion which we can have. Now, how can we, what are the various membership functions which we have? In the previous classes, we discussed about three membership functions like triangular membership function, trapezoidal membership function, and a Gaussian membership function. Okay. So these are the commonly employed membership functions to get the belongingness value or degree of belongingness of the fuzzy element in the fuzzy set. Okay. So already we defined about this triangular function and all these things. So based on that various values, you can just define the below triangular function we already defined with the corners as A, B, C and all these things we defined as triangular, trapezoidal and Gaussian variables. Already since we discussed about all these functions, three functions, for example sake, most popularly we are going to use triangular function, trapezoidal function and a Gaussian function. Okay. And we proceed further with the operations of the fuzzy set. Now, what are the operations of fuzzy set we have? We have a complement operation, union operation, intersection operation, and difference operation. These are the basic operations which we normally going to perform on the fuzzy sets. So before we go to the perform, operations, let us look into the basic notations of this fuzzy set theory. This x, this symbol is known as belongingness symbol. So x belongs to x belongs to a, x does not belong to a, x is fully contained in b. Sorry, a is fully contained in b. A is contained in b and equivalent to b. A is equivalent to b. So that means that is A is going to be contained in B and equivalent to B. B is contained in A and equivalent to A. So that is what a representation. Next is phi is nothing but the null or empty set. That is, a set contains no elements. This is a representation of the notations of the fuzzy set theory. So we have two notions here called as equality and a containment and a subset. Uh, Subset, containment and subset are the notions for the fuzzy sets which. Now coming to the two notions of fuzzy sets, equality and containment. Now we can say that if let A and B are two fuzzy sets, if A and B are two fuzzy sets, and they are equal, if and only if the following condition satisfies. That is, mu A of x is equal to mu A of B for all x belongs to x. That means here this mu A of x becomes equal to mu B of x for all this x belongs to x. Then these two positions are normally going to be called as an equal sets. So here capital X is the universe of discourse. Mu A of x and mu B of x are membership degrees for an element x in the fuzzy sets A and B respectively. So under this condition we can say that these two sets are simply equal sets or equality sets. Now, what is the form, how it really looks like? If let A and B are two fuzzy sets as given below, whose elements are in the universe of discourse X, then we'll check the condition to satisfy the equality or not. So A is equal to defined as something like 0.7 by 1, zero point 0.5 by 2, zero point 0.1 by 3, so on, and zero point 0.9 by 4. B is also defined similar to this. Now here what I can say now, this mu A of x becomes equal to mu A of x for all x belongs to x. So therefore, these two conditions are satisfied. Therefore, the equality condition satisfies. Hence, the given fuzzy sets A and B are equal. That is, is not normally equal to B. Okay, since this particular two fuzzy sets are satisfying this equation, we simply say that the A and B sets belongs to the equality of sets. These two are equal. Okay, that is the condition which we can say. And graphically, let us suppose if I want to represent the equality of sets A. So there is a member function mu A of x. A function is written like this. There is mu B of x, something written like this. Okay, and the center value of this is nothing but b1. Center value is b2. This is A. This is C. Okay, this mu A of b1 is not is equal to mu B of b1. Okay, so mu A of b1 is nothing but is equal to how much is this value 1, and this value if you take this is less than 1, not equal to 1. So therefore these two are not going to be same or equal, therefore they are not equal. So therefore that doesn't come under the equality of the fuzzy sets. The next one is containment. Containment means what? Set A is going to contain in set B for all, for this condition, if this condition is true. So fuzzy set B contains another set A. Say in a circle there is a fuzzy set B. Inside the fuzzy set B you're going to have a fuzzy set A. So fuzzy set B contains another fuzzy set A if and only if the following condition is true. That means all the elements of this, all the member functions of this particular set A should be less than or equal to member functions values of this particular set B for all the x belongs to universe of discourse X. Then I can write this as A contained in B and is equivalent to B. A contained in B, that means concentric circle kind of a case. There is a circle B inside another circle A. So A is contained in B, and sometimes this A is normally going to be equivalent to B also. So that is what the condition which we can have, which is nothing but the containment basic form, which we can simply write it over here. Okay. So another variety of a representation we can have it for containment as fuzzy set A contains B and C. This fuzzy set A, this is the fuzzy set A, contains the set B and C, right? Fuzzy set B contains C, fuzzy set B contains C. Okay, fuzzy set B does not contain A. Fuzzy set C, fuzzy set B does not contain A. So this is what a representation of the containment, which we can simply write it here. And another example which we can have for containment as something like A is equal to some form is given like this, B is equal to some set is given like this. Verify whether it satisfies the containment or not. To verify that containment, this mu A of x should be compulsory less than mu B of x. 0.7 is less than 0.9, 0.5 is less than 0.8, 0.1 is less than 0.3, 0.6 is less than 0.8 for all the various elements. So therefore, hence we can say that mu A of x is less than mu B of x. Hence I can say A is contained inside B. Therefore, I can call it as A is contained in B. Okay. So this is what I can test the condition here for doing the problems. Next one is next operation. We can just have same operation containment subset. Let us look into here now. 0.7 is less than 0.9 true, 0.5 is less than this, 0.4 is less than 0.3. No, condition is false. Therefore, set A is not contained inside set B. So that's what the condition. I can just simply write it over here for containment operation. Then complement operation and all these things, we can just have complement of classical set A. So already we have discussed about complement of set A. Okay, so that means this is universal set A. This is A. Complement of A is nothing but other than A. Whatever is there is going to be complement of A, which is the values in the universal set A other than A is called complement of A for us. Okay, universal set we can call it as universe of discourse here, same as the classical set theory, but name is different here. Okay. Now one more form we have discussed is complement of fuzzy set. The complement of set A I can mathematically write as equal to 1 minus mu A of x is the complement. The complement of fuzzy set A is a fuzzy set A bar, and in the universe of discourse X whose membership function is defined as like this. So the complement of fuzzy set A should contain all the elements along with their membership values from their universe of discourse. Then only it is called as a complement of fuzzy set. So pictorially, if this is a member function I have, and the complement of this is the continuous fuzzy set member function. The complement of this is going to be what now? Simply is going to normally going to come up like this. Okay, there is nothing but the complement of this particular set. Okay, so there's a representation which we can just have for the complement of the function. And similarly, I can just go with the complement. If A is a set, B is a set like this. Complement of A is nothing but what? 1 minus 0.7, 1 minus 0.5, 1 minus 0.1, 1 minus 0.6. Now 1 minus 0.7 is 0.3, 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5, 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9, 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. This is the complement of fuzzy set A. Similarly, complement of fuzzy set B. I can write it something like this over here. Okay. So this B I can write as equal to what? I can write this as equal to something like 0, 0 by 1, zero point 0.8 by 2, zero point 0.3 by 3, plus 0 by 4. See, in set A, I have 4 elements. To make it 4 elements in set B also, what we'll take now? We'll take the degree of belongingness is going to be 1, because in set A, I have 1. For 1, I am putting here 1, belongingness is 0. For 0.6 degree, for element 4, the belongingness is 0 in set B. Thereby, I can just have the set B as something like this: 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, and rest of thing is going to be as it is: 1 minus 0.8, 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2, 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7, 1 minus 0 is 1. So like this, I can get A bar set and B bar set, and I can perform operations on this A bar and B bar by using the Boolean logics. Okay, so these are some of the functionalities or operations we can perform on the sets.